Hello, Money Nation. Welcome to our safe space for all things money, and most importantly, welcome to episode 2 in season 3 of the Hot Money Talks podcast. If you're just joining the community for the first time, let me do a little introduction. My name is Christine Ishampepe, the Money Mechanic, and I help you fix your finances. I am on a mission to equip Africa's younger population with adequate financial literacy, advice, and strategy so they can journey to financial freedom and live life purposefully on their own terms and to the fullest, because money is no more a barrier. I want you to live your best life. The Hot Money Talks podcast is a series of honest, open and transparent money conversations that will guide you on your journey to financial freedom. Here on the podcast, we believe 100% that financial freedom is possible with the right set of knowledge, the right amount of time, and the right circle of people. Thank you for being here. Now, in our last episode, we learned about how to use the smarter strategy to set our goals for 2025. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be learning about the REGIS Strategy for financial goal setting, which is a strategy I came up with for my goal setting in 2025. It's an amazing tool, I promise, that will help you set smarter money goals in 2025. Now, you will agree with me that financial planning is the cornerstone of financial freedom, right? With financial planning, you get clarity, you're able to set realistic goals, and financial planning ensures that our resources are allocated efficiently. However, I also totally agree that many of us struggle with balancing multiple financial priorities, from paying off debts to saving for the future. Now, this is where today's strategy comes in. The REGIS strategy simplifies financial planning into 5 clear, actionable compartments, making it easier to set, track, adjust, and achieve your money goals. Now, these 5 compartments are R for refunding, E for earning, G for giving, I for investing, and S for saving. Okay, now I'm going to repeat that. These 5 compartments are R for refunding goals, E for earning goals, G for giving goals, I for investing goals, and S for saving goals. Now, whether you're just starting your financial journey or you're looking to refine your approach, the REGIS strategy offers a comprehensive framework to manage your finances effectively and sustainably. Now, let's look at each compartment briefly. Now, the first compartment is the refund goals, or refunding goals, if I may put it that way. And under refunding goals, your aim is to set goals that help you to manage and repay your debt. Now, debt repayment is the foundation of any solid financial plan. When you have unmanaged debt, it can quickly spiral into financial stress, which hinders your ability to grow wealth, right? So, under the REGIS strategy, right, you're going to be able to assess your debt, you're going to be able to prioritize your repayments, and also create a debt repayment plan that actually works, right? So, under this particular compartment of the REGIS strategy, you're going to be answering questions like, who do I owe? How much do I owe them? Is there any interest rate attached, to this debt? What is the priority of this debt? And then you're going to be able to set deadlines for paying back this debt. You're going to be able to put a workable, actionable strategy that you can follow to pay back this debt. And you're also going to assess whether this goal is attainable, whether it is a relevant goal, of course, and you will have room to evaluate the progress as you go along, and also reward yourself. Why? Because we said this year we are setting smarter goals. And if at this point you don't understand what I mean by setting smarter goals, please just go back to the previous episode and get yourself up to speed. Now let's move on to the second compartment, which is earning goals. So now with earning goals, you are looking at setting goals that help you to increase and diversify your income. Now your ability to earn is the engine that drives your financial goals. And to achieve financial freedom, you need to be able to evaluate your income sources. So essentially know where your money is coming from. Is it from your job, a side hustle, your business? And then you also need to think about how you can also scale and increase your earnings, how you can diversify your income streams, and then generally also track your earnings, okay, to monitor and understand how your money comes. Now, under this compartment, you're going to be analyzing your sources of income. You're going to be setting annual revenue goals, then breaking it down to monthly revenue goals, and then you are also going to now pen down a strategy, that helps you to now say, okay, how exactly am I going to hit this goal that I have set? You're going to analyze if this goal is attainable, is it relevant to you? Of course, you will evaluate and you will reward yourself as well, because this year we go smarter. All right, let's move to the third compartment of the REGIS strategy. Now this third compartment now has to do with giving, okay? And with giving, you are focused on aligning your financial goals with your purpose. So in as much as it is good to accumulate money, right, financial freedom is also about impact. And and I believe and hope you agree with me that giving fosters an attitude of gratitude, right, and also creates more room for abundance. Even the Bible says you give, right, you receive, right, pressed down, shaking together, and running over, right? Now in this context, you are setting giving goals, right? You are defining what goals you want to set in the area of giving. So deciding how much you want to allocate to giving, and this is not restricted to just offerings. This also has to do with causes that you are passionate about, okay? Giving to charity, supporting a cause that you really resonate with, and also covers black tax as well. Now if you're wondering about black tax is your family's entitlement to your money, right? And so one thing I usually advise is that in dealing with black tax, a great way to deal with black tax is to actually include your family in your budgeting. And this is one way to do it, okay? So that you don't just spend all your money for the sake of family while neglecting your long-term goals. Put them in your budget, okay? So under this, compartments, like I said, you define your giving goals. You also plan strategic giving, and you now focus on making sustainable impact. And in this compartment, you are going to be analyzing who and what do I want to give to, what is my annual giving goal for this particular person or cause or thing, and then break it down into monthly giving goals, right? Because it's easier to break bigger goals into smaller goals and then work towards it. And then also analyzing this money now that I want to give, where is it coming from? Is it coming from my side hustle? Is it coming from my salary? Where is it coming from? And then are there any deadlines attached? Okay, is this goal sustainable? Is it relevant? Of course, we're going to leave room to evaluate and to reward ourselves. Let's move on. Now, the fourth compartment in the REGIS strategy is investing or investment goals. And under this compartment, we are setting goals that help us build wealth for the future. Now, investing is essential for long-term financial growth and stability. So under the REGIS strategy now, you are going to be analyzing your investment goals. So given what you know and what you hope to also learn, because education is a very important aspect of investing, you're setting goals that analyze, what do I want to invest in? in this year? How much am I looking at spending? How much am I willing to spend on this investment, right? If it's a one-time payment, is it a monthly payment? What is the duration, of this investment? Is there an estimated ROI? Okay, what is the risk profile of this investment? And what is my fundraising strategy or my saving strategy to actually raise money for this investment? You're also going to analyze if you've done research, analyze if this goal is attainable, if it is relevant, and of course, you will evaluate and place in a reward system for yourself. Sounds cool, right? All right. So let's wrap this up. The fifth and final compartment of the REGIS strategy are your saving goals. And with your saving goals, you are creating a safety net for yourself. Now, saving provides the foundation for financial security. Why? It allows you to handle emergencies and also prepare for future goals. Now, to save effectively, of course, you have to set clear goals. So what are you saving for? Is it an emergency fund you're saving for? Is it travel you want to save for? Or is it business capital you want to save for? Okay. And then also being able to distinguish, right, what kind of goals you are setting. Long-term goals, short-term goals. Okay. All of these are very important. Now, under the REGIS strategy, you are going to be answering questions like, what am I saving for? How much am I saving in total? What is my saving goal monthly? Am I breaking it down to a weekly goal as well? What is the priority of this goal? Do I have a deadline for hitting this goal? What is my strategy? Of course, analyzing, is this goal attainable? Is it relevant? And if you can even explain why, of course, please do. Then evaluating it and setting a reward system in place. Now, this is the REGIS strategy, right? The power of REGIS lies in its simplicity and adaptability. And now, here are a few tips on how you can integrate this strategy into your daily life. Okay, so first of all, create a financial dashboard, if I may call it that. Okay, you can use a spreadsheet, right, or use a book. Besides, that's why you have my money book, right, which I have put together as a money journal that helps you to set, track, and crush your financial goals over a period of 12 months. I'm going to drop the link in the show notes if you'd like to purchase a copy for yourself, right? And then a second tip also is to allocate your income by percentage. So, for example, if you use the 50-30-20 rule, you can decide to say, okay, so amount or so percentage, maybe 20% is going to go for debt repayment, 10% is going to go for saving and investing, and however you decide. Shall just have a way to allocate your income, okay, to the goals under a REGIS strategy, so that you are more intentional, about ensuring that you follow through with these goals. Then, third tip, review regularly. Please schedule regular money dates to review your financial goals and adjust your strategy as needed. I recommend that you sit with your money at least once a week. In fact, for me, I sit with it every day now because I have this little notebook where I pen down my expenses every single day, and that makes me more intentional about knowing where my money is coming from and knowing where my money is going to. And then finally, seek guidance. Okay, if you are really facing complex issues with your finances, or you're struggling to effectively set your money goals, consult a financial coach or a mentor to ensure that you are on the right track. And of course, that is why the Money Mechanic is here for you. Now, given that you have heard about the REGIS strategy, does this strategy sound like something you'd like to use this year? Then I have good news for you. Just head over to the show notes for a link to download the REGIS spreadsheet for free. I have taken the liberty to design a comprehensive Excel spreadsheet that you can use to set your goals using this strategy. So please feel free to download it using the link in the show notes, and I would love to hear feedback from you when you have downloaded it. I shared this spreadsheet with my community last week, and the feedback has been incredible. However, I would like to say that while you are permitted to use this spreadsheet at no cost, please do not attempt to sell this material or claim it as your own, because it is the intellectual property of the Money Mechanic. All right, as we wrap up today's episode, I would like to still remind you of a quote I shared last time by Terry Savelle Foy, which says, vague goals produce vague results. And of course, vice versa. When your goals are vague, do not expect clear results. I hope that this is the wake-up call you need to crush your goals in 2025. Did you enjoy today's episode? Thank you for listening. Sharing is caring, so please go ahead and share the link to this episode with someone you want to see win with their finances in this year and beyond. It would mean the world to me if you took a few minutes to leave me a review in the comment section of this podcast, so that others can see your endorsement and join the community of listeners who enjoy this podcast. If you have any burning questions that you'd like me to answer on the podcast, please shoot me an email via talktothemoneymechanic@gmail.com and let me know your dilemma. Don't forget that new episodes of the Hot Money Talks podcast drop every Saturday, and you can listen to them on your favorite podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Subscribe and follow the show on either of these platforms so that you are notified whenever an episode is released. Recommendations are powerful, so please tell your friends and family about this podcast so we can go on this journey together. To connect with me on other platforms, do well to follow the Money Mechanic at the Money Mechanic page on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I hope most importantly that you will take action on your finances today. Sending you love, light, and a sprinkle of money in between.